Namaste, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great privilege and pleasure talking to you on the topic of pragmatic leadership. So, continuing the discussion further, we started on the chapter of whether a person can change his personality or not. That is what is the chapter 3. Can we alter our persona? Is the topic that we have been continuing our discussion. So, if you notice the human beings, you will find there is a phenomenal difference between one human being and another human being, which we have been discussing in many such sessions in the past. Of course, we got into the details of why there is a difference in the human form as compared to any other creations. We have also seen that in terms of the consciousness levels, human beings are the most advanced species in this planet. If you would have listened to Sadhguru, he has been explaining the consciousness, what does the consciousness really means, and how we have become the most evolved human beings among the creations who can make a lot of choices in the way in which we will be living our life. So, one important aspect in psychology is called basic assumption. I think we have spoken about it a little bit in the previous sessions. Let me continue this topic because it's very relevant and important for us to understand whether we can alter our persona or not. So there are many intrinsic programs have been written in our own subconscious by the various upbringing and the childhood conditioning, the kind of experiences we have gone through. So you will find the human beings belong to different kind of categories. One category you may call them as a pessimistic people who always think that things are not possible and life is going to be full of challenges, and then we have to be very cautious about taking any steps in our life and so on. And the other side, you find people are extremely optimistic. So you may wonder why the people are being wired differently. Is a question that we can answer later. But it's very important to understand people are classified in terms of the pessimism and optimism. What this has got anything to do with the pragmatic leadership? Because if you find people who are wired very pessimistic, they hardly make any attempt to make progress in their life because they are always scared of something will go wrong and it's not worth taking risk in life and so on. But if you look at the people who are optimistic, they always try and do something for the future with a lot of confidence, hoping that things will work out well. And even something goes wrong, they don't mind, they're trying it again and so on. So the classification of people as pessimistic and optimistic is very critical and important in terms of what life will offer to us. But I'm not trying to conclude that this is right and that is wrong, etc. Because there is nothing called right or wrong, it all depends on how we are making use of our own life in terms of what we really achieve in our life and what kind of progress we make. So that is very important to understand that some people are wired very optimistic, some people are wired on a pessimism scale. But there are instruments available to assess in the scale of pessimism to optimism, where does this person stands. So having said that, what is that it has got anything to do with leadership? In page number 37, I have classified people who are really making a huge progress in their life, have got certain characteristics which we will see one after the other. One of the characteristics of highly successful people in terms of materially or otherwise is going beyond the circle of concern. What does this really mean is, a person is always conscious about putting a small circle for himself, that is himself and his family, and then he sees the rest of the world has got nothing to do with him. except trying to make use of the rest of the world for his own personal benefit. So that means he has drawn a small circle and then he feels that what is going wrong or right in that circle, what matters to them. But there are certain people who go beyond the circle of concern, which is called a circle of no concern. We have discussed that before. And then they try to play beyond their boundary and then try to make a difference to the their circumstances or the people around them or the country or the community, etc. Or even in their own organization, they go beyond their department, try to perform. So this is only an attitude. Why do I need to do this? What is there in it for me? Is in one of the video we have discussed that. So most optimistic people who generally try to go beyond their circle of concern. The second aspect is the characteristics of the people who are generally optimistic are possibility thinkers. What do you mean by possibility thinking? All the time, whatever that they want to visualize for the future, they always believe that it should be possible. In fact, all the comforts that we are enjoying right now in life, be it the iPad in which I am recording right now, or probably the bright light in front of me, which is the LED light, or the air conditioner, or the motor car, or the aircraft, everything that we are enjoying today in terms of comfort, they were all created by the possibility thinkers. So the Wright brothers believed that if the bird can fly, I can create a gadget in which I can fly. So a possibility thinking is a state of mind in which you're visualizing something about the future which is not there right now and believe that it is possible. Who thought that you can carry a gadget which is not connected through wires and you can speak to anyone across the world, or a small piece of gadget like a phone can become a complete computer for you, and so on and so forth. A huge amount of data can be transferred through a wireless media, and then tangible can become intangible, and so on and so forth. So possibility thinking is a kind of attitude, basically, how one can groom themselves that they should try something which is not there, believing that it should work for them. The other aspect, as I mentioned, the people who have really made progress in their life in terms of leadership are future oriented, meaning that most of the time their thoughts are only connected to an unbound future. But vast majority of the people are stuck with the past memory, and then all the time their thoughts are connected with what has already happened, and then keep on pondering that why it happened and it should not have happened, and so on and so forth. A huge amount of energy is being wasted only in processing the past information. So hardly people are connected with the future oriented. So those who are future oriented are the people who made a big difference to this planet, be it the prophets who came and challenged the way in which people were living, or maybe the scientists who created many advanced gadgets today we are enjoying, and so on and so forth. So that's a very important distinction I want you to keep in your mind. And lastly, the people who are really very optimistic always feel that nothing matters. Meaning that, what does that really mean? It looks very weird when I say nothing matters. Eventually you will find when you are going to attempt, you may sometime succeed, sometime you may fail. So if you are constantly thinking I should not fail and that will mean a lot and what the world will think about me and so on, then you will never even make an attempt. In psychology, one of the block is a fear of social disapproval. Other one is a fear of failure. So when people are wired excessively on the fear of losing something or not succeeding, or the people never make any attempt. So it is very important to understand nothing matters is a kind of state of mind in which a person tries to cultivate that if I fail, so what? If I succeed, it is fine. So trying to disassociate themselves from the thought that whether we succeed or fail, it doesn't make much difference. So only when you are coming to that frame of mind, then everyone is trying to attempt something new, which is not there right now. So in fact, there are many videos in which many of the masters have spoken about this topic of nothing matters, how to cultivate this kind of a mindset. We'll talk about in my spirituality subject and not in the pragmatic leadership. Hopefully, I presume that this particular chapter, on the chapter 3, page number 37, classification of human beings is extremely important for us to take this topic of pragmatic leadership forward. Hope this session was useful for you, taking you forward in context building for the pragmatic leadership. Thank you very much for patient listening and look forward to talk to you on many more topics in the future. Take care, stay safe, God bless you.